By the way, thanks for agreeing to do this. I just have one thing to say. One thing to say. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. I just have one thing to say. One thing to say. I just have one thing to say.
I was ready to prostitute myself in the manner in which I talked about it.
I just have one thing to say.
No. I have no empathy.
I just have one thing to say. One thing to say.
I think I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect. And I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
I just have one thing to say. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. I'm beginning to see why your wife left you. I just have one thing to say. And I said, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I just have one thing to say. One thing to say. I'd like to be able to, I just have one thing to say. One thing to say. One thing to say. One thing to say. Just have one thing to say.
I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun.
I used to say his granddaughters have one important job. I just have one thing to say.
Hey, you may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head.
Yes, and no, I just have one thing to say. One thing to say. Hang on here.
Sitting in my office with a plate of grilled bacon. Call a man twice just to see what was shaking. Yo, Mike, our town is dope and pretty. So check out how we live in the Electric City. They call it Scranton. What?
I tell you what, if I had the
Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing.